Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Online Tap Class, No Shoes, No Problem. My name is Justin Myles. Thank you for joining me every single week, and I hope your progression in learning the basics and ins and outs of tap dance has been awesome and has been an enjoyable journey for you. With that said, I did promise that today's lesson, this week's lesson, would be just a review of the last 4 weeks, the last 4 online classes, and we'll keep it nice and quick and tight for you so you can get going with rehearsing your steps that you've already previously learned. So with that said, I'm going to face this way and follow along. So week 1, we learned just normal toes and heels, correct? So we have toe, toe, heel, heel, toes, and the heels, correct? And then we kind of took it a step further with stamps or stomps together. So we just reach out with that foot, stamp, together, stamp, together, stamp, together, stamp, together. Okay? Now the third week, we learned the basics of a shuffle. Yeah, remember, it's just the front part of that foot. Shuffle, or brush, spank, brush, spank, brush, spank. Try it on the other side. Brush, spank, or shuffle, brush, spank, brush, spank. That one's a little bit more difficult because we have to keep our balance. Remember that. And then on the third week, we learned dig heels, right? We just pick the foot up again. Starts with the dig, with the front part of your foot, and then you drop the heel, right? Or toe heels. And remember, you can walk this, you can walk the dog, as I like to say. Just turn in place. Or we have the reverse of that, the invert of that, heel toe. Just pressing the heel down first and then letting the toe release. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. And then last week we learned paradiddles. Yeah, remember, four notes per foot now. We're moving on with more notes per foot on 4 sounds. So we press the heel down, we brush, we put the toe down, and then the heel. And then the other foot, heel, brush back, toe drop, heel, or I'm sorry, dig, toe drop would be considered that. So 4 notes per side. Let's try that again. Heel, spank, dig, heel, heel, spank, dig, heel. There you go. So there's your review. Now what I would like to do is put all 4 of those types of moves into just one big progression. Yeah? Basically think of it this way. In the order, chronological order that we learned all of these steps, we're just going to put it into, we're going to just glue them all together. Yeah? And we'll do it slightly slower, and then we'll kind of speed it up just a little bit, and then from there we'll move on. Yeah? Cool. So, first thing we're going to do, and we're going to count in 8s or 4s just to get us through it, is we're just going to do 2 sets of toe drop heels and heel drop. So we have, starting with the right foot, you have toe, toe, heel, heel. Repeat again, toe, toe, heel, heel. Moving on to the stamp, together, stamp, together, again, stamp, together, stamp, together. And then we did brush, spank, brush, spank, brush, spank, down, clap on 8, and then the other side, brush, spank, brush, spank, brush, spank, down on 8. Now this one's going to be a little hard for me because I'm on a surface, but if you can move front and backwards, I recommend moving forward first. We're going to do heel ball toe walks first. So we're going to kind of change it just a little bit. Sorry if this is confusing, but in order to move forward, it's easier to just normally put your foot out, right? So you would walk forward, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. And I'm just talking maybe just a couple feet, maybe 1 or 2 feet. You don't have to move much. And then we're going to take the toes and we're going to walk backwards, yeah? So think of it this way. You wouldn't walk back on your heels, correct? Kind of weird, kind of funky. You would actually naturally step back with your foot. But this time we're going to do 2 notes per foot, right? Because we're going to use our toe and then drop the heel. It's actually a little easier to do without falling backwards. Dig, heel, dig, heel, dig, heel, dig, heel. A little bit easier to do that one in place. Now we move on to the last one, which is paradiddles. Heel, spank, dig, heel, heel, spank, dig, heel. One more time. Heel, spank, dig, heel, heel, spank, dig, heel. And if you follow along pretty much, that's exactly what we learned in the last 4 weeks. So congratulations, yeah? And what we did is we kind of, that time through, remembering, sort of just kind of peppering on the tapology of it, how to say all of the steps as we're doing them. Okay? This time, if you kind of noticed, there was a pattern to it. And with that pattern, you do 8 counts per pattern. Or sometimes we double that just so it feels not lopsided, but balanced to right and left. For instance, the first thing we did, right, was toe heel drops. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That right there is a pattern because it stays within 8 counts. And the next thing we did, if my brain will let me do it, is the stamp togethers. Stamp 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's what we did. I hope I'm correct. Oh wait, I'm sorry. We did 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5, 6, 7, 8. My bad, but I'll just leave that on. I'm not going to edit that out. So that's an 8 count. So I correct myself. We do 8 count pattern with that whole thing. So let me just repeat that one more time for those who might have lost. So remember, we're counting now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's your 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I think we did the brush. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We put it down on 7. We clap on 8. Other side to balance it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Clap on 8. Now we walk the dog, or walk on our heels first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, the pattern is the 8, and then we do the dig heels, kind of sort of going back, not too far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last thing, paradiddles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That doesn't feel like enough, so we'll just repeat that twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hopefully the pattern work is starting to make more sense with the 8 count patterns. And then now it's getting a little bit more difficult to remember these patterns because we're not saying shuffle, down, shuffle, step, stamp, dig, heel, heel, step, because then it just starts to get a little too much. But there are different ways to just kind of in the subconscious think that's what it is, but mostly visually see it. And for those who aren't visually capable, can just know that this is what it is. This is what the sound sounds like, and you just know from there, okay? So with that, let's just do that whole thing again with no stops, okay? If you need to pause and rewind, go for it. For those who just want to move on and just crank right through it, here we go. We're going to do it. I'm going to count the whole thing this time. I'm not going to say what the steps are, and this is where the memorization part starts to really play in. This will be a good lesson because when we get to the last one on week 8, we're going to take all of this and put it to music and just keep it going from there. Yeah, we're getting close. Yeah. So remember, I'm going to count you off. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Clap on 8 and other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back it up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, paradiddles, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Repeat last time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, hopefully you could hear me. Sometimes I have to stick my head off to the side because I know the camera picks it up better that way. So, a couple things to keep to remember. Now the memorization becomes a thing. It's like memorizing your favorite song. Some of us just remember song lyrics, or here's the cool part of the song, or the chorus of a song, because we listen to it repetitively over and over again. And sometimes we choose to learn some just by choice, or it just happens. Oh, this song, oh, I know this. You just start singing the song. So when I teach tap rhythms or choreography, whether it's advanced students or beginner students, what I like to say is hear the song, hear the song within the song, not the song that will play or something like that on the radio or stereo. I'm talking musically. Hear the song with your feet, and then it becomes easier, and then the counts just become your bloodline, just your way of just keeping on time, if that makes sense. So there's that. So some of the patterns we repeat so it feels equal and balanced, like I said before. So with that said, let's do it one more time, and we'll do it just a little bit faster. Okay? Here we go. Hang in there. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Repeat. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Clap on 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And heel. Swing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7. Done. There you go. For those who made it through it, awesome job. If you're still having a little bit of more difficulty, it's probably mostly just remembering it. Yeah. And remember, it's a new form. It's a new art form. So you have to try to get your muscle memory to remember the next step. And then once you start to remember the next step, it's much easier to move forward after that. Okay. I did say one more time last time, but I think we should do it one more time, and we're just going to go for it this time. We're going to just do it a little bit faster. Okay. Here we go. 5 and 6. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Awesome. Hope you got through it, yeah? Cool. So feel free to repeat those last couple times. At this point, I think we've all pretty much got the steps down, and then now it's just gluing those first 4 weeks or 4 lessons just all glued together. And that's what I wanted to do today, was just kind of do like a little bit of a brush up reminder of the first 4 weeks, glue them all together. And the next 2 lessons, next week I'm going to introduce you to something called Cramp roll, which is going to get pretty cool, yeah? It's an open cramp roll. And then we'll just tack that on to the next lesson from there. And then before you know it, we'll be to the last 2 lessons. From there, we'll actually start using a little bit of music to that point. I figure we will be a little bit more comfortable with our ebb and flow from there, and then we'll just go from there. Cool. Thanks, guys. Keep practicing, and I'll see you next week.